That's such a great visual right there. Carol, welcome back to the show.
Well, Joe,
Carol in the house. So great to have you here.
You know, Joe serenaded me when I was inducted into the Friars Club.
We heard about
He came
that.
up and serenaded me.
Very nice.
It was fabulous.
I like the gossip that got out after Carol was inducted into the Friars Club. So I went there, and they named the gown that you had on, the designer that you had on.
Right,
And
Zeng Toy, yeah.
Joe in his blue sapphire
Right.
suit, which they didn't mention Garmani. I want to mention
Garmani, okay,
Garmani
Garmani,
down
yes.
there
Okay,
in the
yeah,
Red
yeah.
Bank. So I said, but that was great. I was like, wow, that's what you get when you hang out with a supermodel.
They always mention the fashions.
That was great, and then they go and they kind of made it all gossipy and everything like that. So forgive me, you've been so busy. I've been running around. So last night I said, great. I talked to our boss Jerry, and we love you here. Hey, Carol, you want to jump on? So thanks for jumping in.
No, it was great because last night I was hanging out and all of a sudden my phone binged and I was like, Joe, I miss you. And
So
he's
that's
like,
the
you wanna
reaction.
Come on? I'm like, immediately. What time you want me?
Wow. When Joe sends me a text, I don't get that reaction.
Yeah, you don't go.
That's it.
Well, you don't have the relationship with Joe.
That's a
I
good point.
have.
That's a good point.
Okay. We're gonna do
Well,
some-
are you uncomfortable right now?
Getting warm
No.
in here.
Yeah, it is a little warm.
No.
Durasan? No? All right.
You're the best. You are the absolute best, Carol. You really are. And how are things going before we start? 'Cause, I'm glad you came in today because when you do the radio like this, you never know what's going to happen overnight, and there's always something. God forgive me, bad that happens overnight.
Always, yes.
Then I got to report in the morning, and then you're listening. I say to you watching, and I say to you listening. They are family. They're the family. Now I feel bad that I have to report to them this dastardly news, whatever it is, what's happening in Virginia or something. Oh my God! So thank God. So far, everything's okay today.
No, but
today.
see, that's just the thing, Joe.
You know?
I mean, the thing in Virginia, nobody's really talking
I know,
about it.
it
and
went
I don't
by too
understand.
fast.
And we're just getting so used to this.
That's scary.
That's what's so scary.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what you could do about it, but it would be great if everything stopped in Washington and they said, this is a national emergency. This is happening way too often. Let's sit down, Mr. President, or maybe the president takes the initiative to do it.
I think they should do what they did down under.
Yeah. What did they do?
They stopped all sales of those assault weapons.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
In
New Zealand?
Yeah, I don't, and I'm of the ilk that where you don't blame the guns. Why is there this mental illness now that never happened when I was a kid?
Well, you know my theory on all this. It all goes back to the food because we are chemical, electrical beings.
You know what? You might be
There's
right.
so many chemicals in our food.
Well, first,
and genetically modified junk out there.
Yeah, wait. In that regard, so
Okay.
I'm walking into the studio just a second ago, and I got my coffee. Not only have my coffee here, see, now I got the extra really harsh espresso from hi George,
Well,
there I
you're
am. The harsh
Italian.
espresso right there. Yeah, exactly. Italian. And then Frankie goes.
It's your blood. He has
Frankie
espresso
goes to
for
Carol.
blood.
Well, you shouldn't be having coffee anyway, right, Carol? No, coffee's bad. You're telling us.
Right, and then I went into this whole monologue
No, but tell
about
us
how
about
bad
that.
coffee
But
is.
that was fascinating. I had no idea that.
Well,
was,
I wrote about it on my
Yeah.
blog on carolalt.com. I mean, it does two things. First of all, it's extremely
You look
acidic
great,
for
by
the
the way.
body. Thank you. I don't drink coffee in the morning. I drink tea.
Oh, thank you. That's my problem. That's why I have to put stuff in my hair and makeup on and everything. So you
And
said
it kicks your adrenals. And when you think about why we get so many diseases, it's because we're inflamed and because our hormones are crazy. So, and maybe, who knows, that might have something to do with all this crazy violence going on.
Yeah, you know what? So tell me about the coffee again. So I thought it offset cancer. It's
No.
opposite?
Well, I believe it's opposite, absolutely,
Yeah.
because it kicks your adrenals, and adrenals are all hormones. And, you
Mm-hmm.
know, when you have hormonal cancers in reproductive organs for men or women, I think it's definitely a contributing factor. I can't believe it's not. But it doesn't stop me from every once a month having a coffee.
You will.
Yeah, but I also drink a lot of alkaline water. So it takes 35 cups of alkaline water to offset one Coca-Cola or 1 cup of coffee.
Why? Because of the
But I
caffeine.
know this is Morning Joe. I don't want to be the Morning Joe downer.
No, it's okay. And now, wait. Now we have you brought us.
Oh, yeah, I brought you just... no, but I brought you guys you guys in there too. I brought you some, and you guys back there, Maddie. I got you some breakfast. Yeah, I brought breakfast. for
Maddie,
everybody.
your little nickname there, Matt.
Isn't he adorable? He's the cutest little. He is so cute. He was helping me do my Instagram. At
See?
Model Carol. I was doing Instagram and Twitter this morning.
Let me help you with your Instagram.
Little girl.
But speaking of
George's guy going there. Look at the way you hold out.
George
Look
is
at
my
him,
buddy.
look at him, man. He's the man. He is.
But speaking-
George, I got one for you too.
There you go.
But speaking of this Virginia Beach shooter, they've spent now a couple of days investigating this guy. They can't find any evidence that he's had any type of, he had a bad relationship at work, or he was plotting a revenge or whatever on somebody. He bought his guns legally. There were no issues. He just suddenly resigned, and the Virginia Beach said we weren't planning on firing this guy or anything. I mean, this is the type of person that scares me because.
But they're all over the place like that.
Well,
That's
you're right,
what's scary.
and again, I think as the investigators dig deeper, we may or may not find something out. But if we don't find anything out about this guy, think about how scary that is. No, nothing on social media, nothing in front of people, that his coworkers or whatever that may be an indication that maybe this guy would have snapped. He did everything above board, and they were news story I was watching last night. The FBI says a lot of these people plot these things for 2 years, for up to 2 years before they actually do it.
Wow.
And obviously, in those 2 years, you see signs. This guy so far, there's no signs.
Well,
there.
you know what?
That's scary.
But you know what gets me is some of these people doing it just for publicity. They just want to be famous.
It's true.
And that's a scary thing
So
too.
I mentioned this yesterday. We had a dinner a couple weeks ago. We had a broadcast, and then we had dinner with Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, who's great. I love this guy, and he's a genius at algorithms of things online. The way he markets, it's incredible. It's like he's got this gift, this men's intelligence gift, right? And he's
a savant of the
it's a savant of
internet.
algorithms. And he figured out a way how you could track people when they buy, the extended stock, or they buy you could almost sift through all the social media. And I think it's time that regionally we have Facebook step up, you have Microsoft step up, you have Google step up, you have Twitter step up to track. I hate to say track it, but if you see some kind of suspect buying of a block of weapons, maybe, or I mean, is that against the Second Amendment? I don't know, but you got to have some kind of eyes on this, and eyes on these guys, because this is the scariest one of all.
But do you really? Let's just take Facebook for example. Do you really trust them? I mean, here Facebook is talking about when
Listen,
the New
I don't
Zealand
do Facebook.
You're
I
not
know
on
they
Facebook
scare
at
when
me.
the New Zealand
No,
shooting
my
happened.
team is, but I'm not.
When the New Zealand shooting happened, the video of this guy shooting these people was up on Facebook for a long period of time, right? They didn't take it down. Then they said, we're going to make a concerted effort. We're going to hire people. They're going to take all these things down or whatever. Now, President Trump puts out this video, or promotes this video, retweets this video of Nancy Pelosi allegedly looking drunk or whatever. Turns out it was a doctored video. Facebook won't take it down. And Pelosi said, that's not me. And she's proving that it's not her. Now, I don't want to sit here and defend Nancy Pelosi, but she's right. If it's not her, why shouldn't Facebook take it down immediately?
Everybody's leaving Facebook now. I stay with it. I don't know why. Do you have a Carol All page, correct?
My team does it because you need to do it in order to do Instagram.
Yeah.
They kind of all hook together
Wow.
once they bought
Well, they're
Instagram.
owned by Facebook
Right,
owns
once
Instagram.
they bought Instagram. So, we do it, but I'm more active on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, you're
At
good
Model
on Twitter.
Carol.
You're good on Twitter.
I just did one from your outside your studio
Oh,
saying, I'm
cool.
going in to see Jersey Joe.
It's
Yay,
quick.
wake
I
up.
like it. I don't like Twitter, the tone of it, but it's quicker. It's just quicker. You
Well,
could get.
I look at Twitter as words. You put a picture, but you just do words. Instagram to me is all about the photo, and I don't always have a photo I want to share. You don't always look good, or the photo comes out. Your eyes are crazy, whatever, and so I don't always have a photo.
So how's Andrea Bocelli doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go see him on the 19th of July. So all you
That's great.
Italians who keep asking me when I'm
that's
going
great.
back to Italy, that should be really great. But you're going back also in September.
By myself, by myself.
No, you're not. You and like a couple
Frank,
hundred other
we'll
people.
go grab a
You
cup of coffee.
sold out like crazy, right? You're Fugazi.
You know what? In like 36 hours with the Perillo tours. Yeah, we had a great time. And we're going. And I decided, it was so funny because I said, I mentioned to you, do you want to go? Now you're going with Andrea Bocelli.
Right, well-
on a private plane.
Well,
you
the
know,
thing is Andrea does his Parkinson's.
Andrea.
He's hooked with Muhammad Ali, so they offered me a lot of money to go, which of course I took, and then I donated back to
God
Andrea
bless you.
Bocelli, and then I
God bless
donated
you.
part to my charity, which of course you know is shelterchic.org.
Yeah.
I donated back to Shelter Chic, part of that. So
But it was
everybody's
so-
happy,
but
right?
it-
And I get to go to Italy
But
and
I
have.
it was so funny though because
Fun.
I say, am I going to go? Are you going to take Carol? All then I'm getting messages from listeners. And they're going, "Oh, Carol's going to be my competition." They're saying like this. This is going to be the
that's,
wildest trip. So I'm going by myself. Me, Frankie's going.
Oh, Frankie.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Frankie's
We'll
going.
miss you.
And,
Yes,
and
I'll miss you too.
So it's going to be wild. But I go on that cruise a week. You won't go on a boat though, will you? You said.
I'm not crazy over boats. I don't know why. I just never. I did do a river cruise with my family once down the Danube, but that was about it. And we stopped every other port, and
Yeah.
I figured I could swim to shore if I have to.
Yeah.
But I'm not a crazy cruise person.
Carol, I look how beautiful you are. I see you sometimes will post things when you first started out. How old were you when you broke?
By the way, it's been 40 years this
Yes,
past
that's-
weekend.
oh my
40
gosh.
years.
Happy anniversary.
Bless you.
I almost didn't want to post that because I
But
don't
I
want to
gotta-
admit I've been around for 40 years.
It's Carol.
I was 18.
Oh my God! And tell us about New York. Tell us about your dad. Tell us about where you were brought up. What I love about you when we hang out, you're so New York.
Well, I am New York, and my father was a fireman. He was a fire chief in the South Bronx.
Very well known.
Yes,
Very
very well known.
respected, yeah.
He, still today when I see firemen, they're like, yeah, we loved your dad, and so many people. And of course, even the commissioner.
That's right.
The commissioner came up to me and said, "I knew your dad," and I was like, "Oh, that's so nice." I mean, my father's up there smiling down because, yeah, he died a fireman. So he was great. He's like my all-time hero. So was my mom, actually. I had a really great upbringing, really strong moral parents,
So
which of course hurts me in this business because I wish I had just the one streak of,
Well, who went out with you when you went out? You were very young to go out on those calls. Who was somebody going
No,
with
I was
you?
by myself.
Like,
By myself.
into New York?
Yeah, but I was 18, and you're considered an adult. And by the way, I got my first contract. I went in on May 31st, and the first day of work was June 1st. And of course, they didn't want me. You're too fat. Who the hell cuts your hair? Your eyebrows look like.
Oh my gosh!
And I was okay. I was in the Army. I was at Hofstra University studying law, and I was waiting for my Army scholarship, which I ultimately got that summer. And
What
so
was
I
it,
had
like
to
an ROTC thing?
Yeah, so I
God,
had to.
Look at you, girl.
Well, my father was also in the Army Reserve. He was an Army man his whole life. He was military.
love it.
And so that was nothing for me. But I had to make a choice. Do I run 10K with brick on my back, or do I carry a backpack full of makeup? And I made my choice and never looked back. So, yeah, it's been 40 years.
Out of New York, and then when you went to Europe at first, did your mother go with you? Did your dad?
No.
If you were my daughter, I would say, I'm going with you. I'm going with you to Europe.
She was very, when I think back now, I'm sure she was scared to death. I remember her coming to pick me up at the airport. And she was a little late, so I sat down, and this was, the old Pan Am. And I'm sitting down,
gosh,
right?
yeah.
And she walked by me, and then she walked by me again, and she walked by me again, and then she walked by me again, and I started to cry. And I was like, Mommy. And she looked at me, and she went, oh, my God, I didn't recognize you.
Wow.
Because we had worked so hard, literally 6 in the morning till 2 o'clock in the morning for 10 full days for Italian Bazaar for the collections. And I had a horrible flight back. I was literally green. And she just scooped me up and brought me home. And it's so, I just have to say something. It's so amazing. Your family is always, always there. You run around the world and you eat lunches with princes and kings. You have dinner at the White House. But at the end of the day, who's there at 5:30 in the morning when you're coming back off the set of a series, and there's your mother waiting for you? It's not your ex-husband. It's not the boyfriend who says, I don't feel like this anymore. It's the family. And, I've always been very grateful. I've had a very strong family.
Carol Piscopo in the morning. Carol's going to stay with us a while. We have a lot of catching up to do. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. And you're welcome to call 877-970-2999 on our Balance of Nature phone lines. Debbie's out there on the roads looking out for you this morning. Hiya, Debbie Duhame.
Hi, and welcome to Carol. So nice to have you again,
Hey,
Carol.
Debbie, nice to have a little feminine voice in this all testosterone-ridden room.
That's right. That's right. We got to break through this testosterone testosterone, right?
Yes,
Carol?
a little estrogen in there.
Carol back by
That's right.
popular demand. People say, wait, there's too much testosterone. It's the locker room in there. So we brought Carol. Debbie really.
I'm used to locker rooms.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Deb,
2 hockey players is enough.
That's right.
20
love
after 8 o'clock. Debbie's looking out for how we doing out there this morning. So, I'm so tired of the noise that's out there, of the negativity and everything, that I wanted to take a day or two this week on the radio. And I talked to you. And when I met you, when you were kind enough to come to the show on Saturday night, and we had that great show at the Saccone Theater.
And you didn't invite me?
Whoops.
What is this?
Oh, the
I
first
get
fight,
it.
26 minutes in.
Hi, Carol in the studio, but when you're out in fun in the public, Carol gets kicked to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
Guilty as charged.
You are.
I had my kids. And my ex was there. That would have been fun if you came by. That would have been great. Now, come
Oh,
on,
sure.
Come on, that would have been great.
I'm the sword.
Honey, you know Carol Alt. Come on now. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but now he's thinking this after.
Right, after.
It was such a family thing, and I'm so concerned.
And I'm not family.
No. With the kids, I had the kids.
Wow.
That one slipped
Getting
by
beat up.
him.
I had the kids. We were
yeah,
performing.
yeah.
It was like,
Yes.
Did your son play guitar?
Mikey played.
Mikey played.
Yeah, he played the guitar. Olivia sang, and it was so nice. And everybody,
nice.
but with the point is,
Just missing
everybody,
something.
everybody was so nice. And when they came up afterwards and beforehand, and that's what's great about radio. And I feel such an allegiance.
Yeah, you're right in people's living
Oh
rooms.
my Lord! And on their cars and in their lives,
And hopefully bringing some fun stuff and
So-
not just bad news.
But we all got together when I would take a moment to chat with some of the folks kind enough to listen. We're all sick of the noise. We're sick of the negativity. We're okay. And I said on stage, I said this earlier on the show today, Carol, I said, you know what? We're in a good place and we're okay. And everybody broke out spontaneous applause. We're doing okay despite the little problems that we have. But all they do, they harp on the negativity. They try to divide us. So I said it was great. So I wanted to just step aside. That's why I called you up and said, let's talk, let's chat, and let's draw. You know Melania. You know Melania from before Donald, or you knew Donald first?
No, I knew I've known Donald 30 years. I've known Donald when he was Don. I was like, "Hi, Don."
So
and then he
wait,
became
I
the
gotta
Donald
go.
in the
I gotta
90s.
go here.
Go ahead. Where are you going?
So, and thank you for allowing me to be so honest. So, because I'm a fan. I think he's doing a great job as president. I've known him for 30 years as well. He's been nothing but kind and gracious and wonderful.
Well, I told you. He came up to me one time. He said, "If you ever have a charity event, please come to me. I'll buy a table. I'll support whatever you're doing."
Just like, or before you even kind of met him. This was the first time you.
I took him to a hockey game.
You took Donald Trump out?
Well,
Did
I
you
took him
ask
to a
him?
hockey game. My husband was playing in the New York Rangers.
Oh,
and I took
you were
him-
married at the time.
Yeah,
Okay,
I took him to the garden.
Yeah,
for his,
yeah, which
I
is
think It
great.
was his first hockey game.
Really?
Yeah, if you want to hook somebody on hockey, you bring them to the first row behind the goal.
Yeah,
Where
that's it.
they run past the goal and they smash into the wall, literally right in front of you, and the whole glass just wobbles like this. Well,
it's
I took.
exciting. And when
him
you have all Madison Square Garden going, Carol.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem. Here was the problem with that.
Yeah.
That tune was the same as asshole.
All right.
When they called to the refs.
You're right.
So
right,
the
right, right.
problem is that when they were going, Carol, I didn't know what they were saying. So I was afraid to stand up when they were saying,
So-
I was like, uh-oh, is
wait.
that Carol or is that the other thing?
So let me say, so you're with Mr. Trump,
Right.
and everything's great, and he's always a gentleman, nice guy, warm guy, and then he met Melania after that,
Oh, yeah. He met Melania. I mean, I think early 2000s.
Yeah.
After Marla, who is delightful. I mean, I love Marla. She's
But I had a
always
chance
kept,
to
very
go.
classy too.
I had a chance to go to a nonprofit events. I said this before with Melania and with Donald, the citizens as they were, could not have been more gracious.
Yeah, I've been to the Angel Ball with them. We sat at the same table, and yeah, I mean, no
and
complaints
she's
here.
and she's doing great.
I think she's doing a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at first like, oh wow, this is oh my God, and then I watched her, and even in the onslaught, she just kept a classy demeanor, I have to say, and she's learning as she goes, but I think that she had already kind of done this in her life with him. I think he already was entertaining
Good point.
high-end
Good
people,
point.
and
Yep.
she was
Yep.
already kind of thrown into that and inaugurated into that. So I think the White House was not a big change for her.
Yeah.
And I think she's just done a really, really nice job.
And in England, how great is that? I mean, I was so impressed with that. The Trumps in England, royalty in England. I mean, I know a lot of the Brits maybe don't like it, but I think it looks great. And
well, I like Harry, so
Yeah.
I think it was great to have lunch with Harry.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't want
you've
lunch
been with
with
the
Harry?
royalty. You've been hanging around with the royalty. You've been there before, right?
I haven't been to. I'm not a big London person, but I mean, I went to the White House with the King of Morocco for. I was his favorite actor. Can you imagine? Yeah, all my movies
Really?
went to Morocco. He brought.
Were
them
you
all.
married at the time?
No,
Oh,
no.
Oh.
I was shooting my series in Toronto.
talk about gossip.
Yeah, so but he was the King of Morocco. I mean,
No, this is great.
but I did not sit at Clinton's table. I sat at Hillary's table.
Who was great too. Now, that's another thing. We don't want to preach hate on the program. Mrs. Clinton, very gracious. And
Very gracious, very gracious. They were all gracious. I mean, why not? I'm not a person who talks badly about people, or I like to bring the good news, not the bad news.
yeah, so true. Carol,
That's why you called me up and said, "Come on, we want to smile this morning."
It's so
I
it's
prefer
so
to
right.
smile.
Plus, I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while.
I
We haven't
know.
hung out. I like when we go out. I get the gossip that just.
Well, I told you I'm inviting you to my event. Can I talk about it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Come
so
on.
at the Plainfield Country Club, we raise money for vets and for vets in needs. It's a military, we donate to the military to help veterans. And it's a big golf tournament, and we have like Lawrence Taylor comes
LT.
out. Yes, and
Arthur will be there. Arthur Ardell will be there. Then that's it.
Michael Strahan comes.
Stray's
and-
coming too.
Yep,
Wow,
and,
that's great.
Boomer Esiason comes.
Great.
And we just have a blast. We have literally the entire Hall of Fame come out for our event.
Carol, this is
Yes.
great. What is
It's
the date
great.
now?
It's the 20. Oh wait, what date is it? I think it's the 24th. I have to look it up. I got my.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
At Playfield Country Club.
Yes, it's at the Plainfield Country Club in New Jersey,
Yeah,
as you know.
beautiful.
And we have Giancana as a sponsor for CBD oil, and and what do you think of CBD oil?
That stuff that's like kind of cannabis-based stuff.
No,
is that
it's
it?
also hemp based, but
Hemp,
it's
yeah.
not. It's not hallucinogenic.
I hear
It's-
great things about it.
I use it on my joints to walk.
Wait
out.
a minute. You got to
Yes.
tell me because I
I'll
don't
send you
I don't think
some.
anything about that. But somebody said
No, I will
this-
send you some. What is not to like about something that you need in your body
Yeah.
that really works?
Yeah.
And that just because it's not hallucinogenic. It's not the THX or THC part. THC
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that part, but anyway.
That's the THC is what gets you high.
Yeah.
CBD
Yeah.
does
but
not.
CBD
get you
is
high.
just an extract, and we extract.
Right.
So you use it on
I
you
do.
right on the
I do.
joint,
Mhm.
yeah, and it works okay.
And one day when I get a contract for CBD, I will talk about it with you. But
See? My last massage, I had the CBD
yeah,
oil
it's
done. It was great.
incredible.
Yeah, with his massages.
No, I'll send you some if because it's great on the joints.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, for sure.
See, I've heard
We
that.
got the Hooter girls coming out because my friend Richard DeChica just got the Hooters for his alcohol line. So he's coming out, and of course Core 46, which is my company that for the Core. So yeah, we've got a lot of sponsors, and it's just been really great. And New Jersey.
That's
New
it, baby.
Jersey
Come on now.
has really supported
Come
us
on.
and given us a home.
And you're helping the veterans. God bless you.
Well, my dad was a vet.
Yeah.
He's
Now,
a
does Joe have to
military man.
sing
Yeah.
at this event? He'd like to not sing. If
No,
it's
I'm
Okay.
just extending as
Trying to
a
help you out.
civilian.
Carol's good.
Listen, if
See,
he wants to
No, but
sing,
I'm trying to help you out.
if
so
he
just
wants
so
to
know.
sing,
You are
nobody
the
has a
consummate
voice
host.
like
You are.
Oh, no, I know.
You were so great when we were at the Friars Club. That was great. Everybody was all over the place, but you managed that so well, Carol. All that action coming at you.
Really? I
Everybody.
don't know.
Oh
It's
no,
like
you
normal.
do. Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, and we did great. That was a good time. And we'll talk about the Friars now,
Right.
and it's doing great. They've
Oh, it's doing
accepted you,
great.
yes, and it's fun over
They've
there.
accepted me like they
No,
had a
no,
choice.
no, but they've embraced you is the word I wanted to say. They've embraced you and are using you kind of like a
Yeah,
spokesperson.
actually, your friend Arthur Adala has actually asked me to be on the
He
board.
was so excited.
Yeah, I think that the Friars Club is getting really, really bad rep lately. I really don't know why. It's all been cleaned up. Yes, they had an issue. The issue's over. We're renovating. We're bringing in new chefs and great food. And by the way, we don't need any more. They're saying, we don't have enough members. We are moving forward, and it's great because it's you've been there. It's all our peers, and it's great people, and it's got a wonderful tradition. And Arthur, you owe me a big one for this huge plug.
He got into trouble though. He was going out. He said he was going out with you. His wife called. He's gonna kill me. I said, "Oh, going out with Carol Law? That was great."
Yeah, we went for lunch at the Friars Club. Yes.
So I'm gonna ask Carol when we come back about relationships. What's
Uh-oh.
going on? Yeah, where are we? What's going on? And I'm at that point. We've had this chat. We've had this chat off mic. And we're going to bring it on the air in a second. 8:35 with Joe. Carol Law. Frankie Five Boroughs is here. The breeze of Hawaii. James Taylor playing in the background. Come on. How could you not want to do that? Come on. Sing it. So, Carol, we talked about this earlier, and I hope you don't mind me being so honest on the air. Relationship-wise, I think I talked to you. You and I talked about this when you and I first started hanging out. So you hit the wall. You don't want a relationship. You're not looking for a relationship, but do you want? Isn't it? But you're in a beautiful place in New York. You are, by the way. You know what the buzz on you is, if I may, my young friend.
I got a buzz?
No, you're a great business person. You're very smart. People say to me, and we have mutual friends. They go, "Wow, she's so smart business-wise." You don't need a guy.
Well, I think what happens when I get into relationships, I'm so dedicated to the relationship that I tend to put all my business stuff on hold. And I think a lot of women do that when they're with their man. They tend to, cater to their man. And, with Alexei, for example, we were traveling for games and he was in Russia.
Reference on a young, handsome hockey player. Go ahead. Make the reference. No, I'm sorry. So you're going all out.
Yeah, so my business suffered. Now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Now I'm just having fun with business.
Yeah.
I have the Dr. Dinesh skincare, which, is just amazing, amazing stuff. Look at my skin.
Yeah, you look
Thank you.
fabulous. You really do.
No makeup.
No, seriously, look at you. Yes, you're right. God almighty.
Yeah, no makeup. Yeah. See, but I keep telling you, it's the lights, Joe. Warm the lights up. You wouldn't need so much makeup.
Please. Me? Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you.
Surgery? Hello?
Ask the queen of lighting here.
So you just
So,
you just don't.
I like my freedom. I like my freedom. I'm enjoying myself.
But
I've never been single. Not since I'm 13.
Wow.
Yeah, it's my high school boyfriend, then it was Ronnie, and then it was my friend in between who died, and then it was Alexei, and all of a sudden 4 years ago I went, what am I doing? I adopted 2 cats from Shelter Chic, and never looked back.
But people are always saying, they always say to me, "Oh, who's going to take care of you when you get older? You got to be with somebody. Oh, don't you want to be with?" And they always try.
Joe, if you were gay, you would be my perfect man.
I got no shot. I got no shot now.
I'm gonna look for some. I want companionship more than anything. I want a friend.
I could pretend. I mean,
Oh, God. Wow.
I don't think you could pretend, Joe.
No.
You just exude testosterone.
That's not
This
the answer
whole
she was
room,
looking
this
for,
whole
but
room just exudes testosterone, man. Poor Debbie, she doesn't stand a chance here.
She knows, but I'm so tired of people saying, hey, you got a relationship, and how often do you get a hit on? You must. I mean, it must be ongoing. Texas.
I think I'm oblivious. I really do. My girlfriend says, I think he just hit it. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm always thinking people are too afraid. Because I'm 5'11" and I come with a lot of baggage, and I just think most men look at me and no.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Because when I said,
most women with you, out of my league, SNL, he's got his own show.
No, I said the same thing about you. I said,
famous guy.
No, please.
Every time he talks about it, you can't put a coherent sentence together. I mean, I think,
That's why
he's
he
a little
brings me in, so I could do all the talking. Never at a loss for words.
You're great on the radio, but now we have a relationship expert coming in the 9 o'clock hour.
Oh, we do?
Yes, she's great. She's so cute.
That's when he kicks me out.
No, but she always goes, you need this person, you need that person, I'll be your wingman, a wingwoman. And I'm done. It's okay just not having. It's so cute. You're so cute. I mean, really. I mean, and you wouldn't get married again. Okay. And so I'll call Glenn Parry and I'll put it on hold.
But I don't think at this age you really need to get married again. I think a relationship, if it's a relationship, you could live together, share expenses and lives. And, when people get married, they change. I want that.
Yeah.
I want people who remain trying in a relationship, and they don't just give up because they're married now.
Frank's get married in soon.
Oh, I changed my mind. Marriage is fabulous.
Frank,
Liz.
by the way,
Oh,
can we
yes.
bring dates to your wedding?
Well, depends
You
on
gotta
who
be
it is.
invited first.
Yes, but
How many people are you invited? He's got like a 400-person wedding.
I
Carol,
can't
listen to
even.
this.
I can't
They've set
even,
up an anteroom in the where he's having the wedding.
I don't want to say because believe it or not, there's a lot of people that didn't make the cut and a lot of people that work here that didn't make the cut.
Really?
So when I talk about the enormous
make the
amount
cut
of
out?
people
You and I? I don't
that
even
got
know. I haven't
that
gotten
got
anything yet.
invited, and then or that are being invited,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
people
yeah.
are listening who work here and say, "Oh, they invited this many people and I wasn't one of them." So I don't want anybody to feel bad. But it is a much larger number than.
But when you send an invite out, you're assuming that person will bring somebody else.
Well,
What?
look,
I'm assuming. Wait a minute. Maybe I.
you wanted to bring Carol. First of all, Carol's certainly invited anywhere.
Okay,
Anywhere
there we
I
go,
am,
there
right?
we go, there we go.
But and my fiance is a big fan of Carol's because of her work with cats, and we've tried to learn a lot from Carol. in terms
and
of,
dogs, shelter sheep. do both.
well, we she's more of a cat
okay, me
person, but she
too,
likes
me
dogs
too.
too. But I'm a dog person. But you're absolutely welcome to bring anybody you want, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
but doesn't it
100%.
say if on the invitation to Mr. Joe Piscopo and guest?
It doesn't, but
Not if they know you're single.
you
like,
can write you
Wow.
can send it back with Mr. Joe Piscopo and Carol Alt if you
wow.
want.
That's not a bad idea. We have fun. A wedding, yeah.
And if Joe
with-
can't
Is
make
Joe
it, you're
singing?
still invited.
Oh, look at thank you. I got
Joe
bumped
can't
already.
make
No,
it.
She'll be. Can Carol come with Andrea Bocelli though?
100%.
There you
Absolutely.
go, there you go.
Absolutely.
Listen.
Well, he'll be singing.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
clearly,
Carol Alt in the studio with Piscopo in the morning, and Debbie Duhame. Deb, we had such a good time the other day. Debbie came to the show, Carol, the other day.
Oh,
It was so
wow.
nice. And everybody was so nice. I said, I'm so tired of the noise with the craziness and everything. We talked about it on stage, so it's nice just to deviate a little bit,
Oh,
Deb.
sure, you
Just-
invite Debbie. Thank you.
Oh, now Carol's
Would you
jealous.
have gone?
I
You wouldn't have
am,
gone.
Debbie.
You would never have gone.
Now Carol's jealous.
Yeah.
You never know until you invite somebody.
Oh, now I feel guilty.
And that's what I'm working on.
Yeah.
Make you feel guilty.
But it would have been kind of cool, though, Deb.
Yeah.
To the ex. Hey, honey.
Oh.
Meet Carol Alt. Huh?
Oh, you would have loved that. You would have loved that show.
yeah, but he thought
Oh.
of that afterwards.
Yeah, of course.
Just like
Yeah.
a man.
Just like a man,
Deb, where-
Carol. Yeah,
Where
yeah.
are you
I gotta
when
call
I need
you.
you?
I'm gonna call you, and then they
Okay,
forget.
we'll
Oh,
talk. We'll
Oh,
talk.
God. Hey, 8:52. Deb's out. Say hi to our buddy Joe Lumberg. He's the meteorologist. He's out there. Joey, say hi to Carol Alt.
Hey, Joey.
Hi, Carol.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
What's happening in the world of stars?
In the world of stars,
This guy is like an animal. He'll do 24-hour bike-a-thons. He could bike up to 80 miles a shot. He doesn't do talk about natural. You know what he does? Doesn't do Gatorade. He does chicken soup. Chicken soup, Joe.
I agree with that. You should not be drinking. Gatorade is not my thing anyway. But I remember seeing a picture of you the last time I was here, Joe.
Look at that now.
Yeah.
Look at that, Joey. Looking good in this pink
You're
thing.
infamous.
there'll be more coming up in after next weekend when I do the 24-hour challenge in
He's such a
Michigan.
great
Will you
guy.
have good weather?
I love this.
Hopefully so.
There he
There
is. There he is.
Joe.
Oh, you got your
Oh.
it's your Speedo.
I love your pink hat.
Joey, how we doing weather-wise today? A couple
Hey,
minutes away
beautiful
from
day
that. Yes,
with
sir.
sunshine. About 72. Tomorrow's warmer, about 82. Could see a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon and at night. Some sunshine on Thursday, about 84. And then just looks like nice dry weather Friday and Saturday.
You're the best, Joe. Thank you, man. We love you, Joe Lumberg. You're the best. Thank you so much. I gotta tell you, I'm laughing. I put my paper on the computer. I had my gum, my half-eaten
I'm glad
gum.
it was your
Listen,
gum because
listen.
all of a sudden I was like, what the
Like
heck?
an old married couple, Carol takes the. I couldn't get my paper on the computer properly.
Because
Carol,
it was sitting
she
on the
touches
gum.
my gum and puts it aside. Oh, we're married already. Forget about it. We are so married already. We're coming right back.